This is episode 52 of the Online Playmaker Sessions with a trumpet-playing online marketer from New York, Antonio Thompson.
Welcome to the Online Playmaker Sessions. This is the place for the latest What's Working Now strategies from the best online playmakers, the top marketers, the rising stars who are making it happen right now. Every week, you'll get real, actionable lessons that you can take and apply immediately in your business, delivered in short 20-minute sessions. Our focus is your results. Here's your host, entrepreneur, world-class trainer, and marketing strategist, Norbert Orlowitz.
Hello, online playmakers. If this is your first time tuning into the Playmaker Sessions, thank you for choosing us, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, and if you prefer video, our YouTube channel at onlineprofitplaybook.tv. As with all of our episodes, we have all the show notes, transcripts, and actionable tips over on the blog. Just head over to www.onlineprofitplaybook.com. You'll also be able to get access to my complimentary 5-video tutorial series on building the proper foundation for your online business, as well as several other free trainings, including my Instant Income Multiplier tutorial. And if you're ready to multiply your results fast, check out the premium membership of our Online Profit Playbook, where our guests open up their closely guarded playbooks and walk you step by step through the exact marketing funnels and sales process they use to build their audience, grow their influence, and make sales. Get the coveted Online Profit Playbook today. Just head over to onlineprofitplaybook.com and join the Playmakers. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, Antonio Thompson began his professional career as a musician. After years of formal education in the music industry, he was overwhelmed with the amount of student loan debt he had accumulated. He then spent over a decade as a fundraising professional, but eventually came to realize that he wasn't going to pay off his loans anytime soon if he didn't change something about his income. Antonio got introduced to network marketing. He was skeptical at first, and like most entrepreneurs, he struggled for the first year. But when he learned the fundamentals, he began to understand how to really make it work, and that's when things really started to unfold. It quickly became clear to him that this was the way to a better income and more freedom. He now successfully helps other entrepreneurs brand themselves, get more sales, and market their business effectively on social media. This week's online playmaker, Antonio Thompson. All right, welcome back, everybody. Episode 52 of the Online Playmaker Sessions. And today I'm bringing you a special guest here, Mr. Antonio Thompson. Antonio, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Better than amazing, Norbert.
Awesome. Fantastic. It's a pleasure to have you here today. And I'm really excited for you to share your story, share your experiences, and share what's working for you right now in your business. I've been seeing a lot of posts of yours on Facebook. You're doing some great things with your lead generation, helping lots of other people as well. So definitely wanted to touch base with you and have you share kind of what's working with you in your business right now. But let's take our viewers back a little bit. For those that don't know who you are, why don't you just really quickly share with us a little bit about your story and how you got started in this industry?
Awesome. So Antonio Thompson from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised, have been in, sort of the online network marketing space for about 2.5 years now. In the last 18 months or so, start to see some results in my business. But prior to that, struggled, didn't really understand the concept of attraction marketing and marketing online in general, was doing everything completely wrong and incorrect, but found a community of entrepreneurs that showed me the way and showed me how to leverage the internet to build a successful business. Prior to network marketing, I still am a trumpet player. Went to school for undergrad and graduate degrees in music, studied classical and jazz, and had the goal or the aspirations to be, the next Miles Davis or Went Marcellus, and reality struck me, after leaving college with some loans, six-figure loans from some pretty good schools.
Wow.
But the prospect of, getting a job in music didn't seem that was going to allow me to pay off those loans. And so I ended up, becoming a fundraiser at several colleges in New York, raising upwards of several $100 million for schools, scholarships, grants. But I didn't see any of that money, though.
No, you're just helping raise it. Yeah.
I would raise it. So was doing that for about 10 or 12 years here in the city. And then, was introduced to network marketing, kind of for a second time, actually. I was introduced several years ago prior to that. But as most people are skeptical of the industry, I was too as well skeptical of the industry and thought it was too good to be true. And when I got my first couple of notes from my family members, I said, "Oh, it is a scam." I quit. Yeah. So fast forward to, realizing I have a significant amount of student loan debt, and realizing that the job I was working wasn't going to afford me, one, the opportunity to pay off those loans, as well as live a happy and fulfilling life in retirement someday. I was introduced to network marketing again and decided to give it another try. And again, struggled for the first year. But as I said before, once I started to understand the concept of attraction marketing and how to actually brand yourself online, really started to get some results. And so I'm super excited to be here to be sharing with you this on this podcast with Norbert. And that's my story.
Awesome, man. I gotta say, I mean, there's a lot of people probably listening to this and who will listen to this in the future. Student loan debt is a big issue, in America and in Canada up here as well, and lots of different countries. When you think about, going to university and leaving with a six-figure debt, and you actually start to do the math. And this is the thing, when you're in college, university, you don't really do the math on how the heck you're going to pay that off. But later on, as you get older and you're actually starting to build a life, and you've got bills to pay and you've got all the regular expenses, and you're looking at your income, and you can make a good salary, $60,000, $80,000 salary, which is a pretty great job. The average income in America is what, like $30,000, right? Mm-hmm. But even with the salary, a good salary, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, to even imagine being able to pay off a six-figure debt in your lifetime and still be able to save for retirement. I mean, the prospects are pretty daunting. What other options do people have, other than network marketing? And so it's interesting when you say, at first I was skeptical, but then eventually what I would imagine is, a person comes at a certain point in their life where they're looking at their options and they're thinking, what else do I have? Did you ever get to that place? Because I know for me, that was a place that I had in my mid-20s, and I had no university degree or college degree, and I was racking up debt, and I was looking at my employment options, and I was thinking, there's no way I'm ever going to pay this off.
Yeah. I think so for me, growing up, actually, so my family is a group of hard workers. So I saw them, working 2-3 jobs, right? And so my thought process was, okay, I've got a job here working at a university, mid, 5-figure salary. I'll just get another job and I can pay off my loans that way. And when I did that, and it was still a struggle. Yeah. And so, being reintroduced to the industry and the profession, and seeing what was possible, and then actually meeting people who were actually doing it, really solidified my belief in the industry. And I haven't looked back. I actually quit my job last year.
Oh, wow.
Not because I had the resources to quit my job, but I just had enough. And one was committed to making this network marketing work. And so I've got several other projects that I'm working on as well, in addition to network marketing. But I just couldn't see myself continue working a job where I wasn't really fulfilled or happy. and then still was going to be struggling to pay off student loan debt as well as try to live a decent life.
Yeah.
So I
Absolutely.
found something I was passionate about, and decided I was going to run with it. And things have been, moving along in that path in terms of being able to, have a good life. And I'm happier, right? I'm not as stressed anymore. I'm not as frantic about my boss, me coming in late or, having to ask for vacation. Life is a little bit different now.
So let me ask you, that must have been a big decision, and I know frustration was a part of it, but that must have been a big decision to quit your job, and so that you could put all your focus into your business.
Yeah.
How important do you see making that decision, for people that you work with, for people that you've been in contact with, people who are aspiring to create a full-time income online or in the network marketing industry?
Mm-hmm.
In the home-based business industry, how important is it to make a bold decision for their business and for their future? And I'm not saying that, we should tell people to quit their job. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. But sometimes, making a bold decision, what did that do for you, and how important is that decision, that moment of decision?
Yeah. It's funny. I actually made the decision in January and left my job in June. So in my mind, I knew that I had to leave, and so I just knew that it was time. And making a decision lights a fire under you like no other.
Yeah.
Having a job and doing something that's comfortable is easy, right? Yeah. There's no pressure for you to do anything different because you're comfortable. And when you have a steady income, you have health insurance, you have, a 401k and benefits, right? Things seem comfortable until something happens. And so I was just at a place where I was just like, you know what? I have other passions I want to pursue. And I feel the feeling at the time was, if I stayed in this job, I was going to be here forever. Like where I was working, people stayed there for 40, 50 years. And I look around, I was like, I don't want to be here for 40, 50 years. And so I made a decision. And it's funny how the universe works, right? You make a decision and things just start to happen for you, right? I made a decision, and network marketing is one of the things that I do on the side, but I also have my own nonprofit that I run or manage, right? And so I left my job, and several doors opened up with that nonprofit in terms of funding. So now I could say, okay, now I could have these meetings with these stakeholders and funders to move things along, and doors just opened. And so I'm not going to sit here and say, go ahead tomorrow and quit your job to your audience. But I will say, if there's something that you're passionate about and you want to pursue, make a decision to go full in. Now that can mean going full in while you're still working your job, but make a decision to go full in. Right. Yeah. And once I did that, just things just started happening.
Isn't that amazing? Because I've heard that so many times. I've seen it happen in my life as well. And there's this, and we don't need to get too spiritual or religious here, but there is this element of trust that I feel is so important for entrepreneurs and for anybody who wants to make a change in their life or wants to pursue their passions or wants to pursue their purpose. You make that decision, and I really feel that it's really important to have a level of trust in God, in the universe, whatever you believe, whatever your spiritual beliefs are. But I believe that trusting that things will work out in your favor is so important, and moving in that direction, knowing that that doors will open up, like you said, because I've seen it time and time again. And I've heard these stories over and over again from interviewing people and working with people now for the last 10 years. Thousands of times I've literally heard, when I made that decision, it's amazing. The doors opened up, opportunities came my way. So it's great for you to kind of share that as well, and hopefully inspire other people to make bold decisions in their life, whatever that might be.
Yeah, and I'll add, the other thing, obviously, there's going to be a level of fear, right, when you make that decision. Yeah. But yeah, I forgot who said it, but someone said, "I believe in my ability to figure it out."
Yeah.
Right? And so we are I mean, we can be faced with the most difficult obstacles in our lives, but there's something about us as humans that we will find a way and figure it out, right? There were times, I remember back growing up, back in the day in Brooklyn, you know, there would be times, I don't come from a wealthy background or like lots of money, but there would be times where we wouldn't know if we would have a Christmas, right? Because mom lost her job, or, you know, mom didn't have any money. And then Christmas Day will come, there'll be gifts. And so I wholeheartedly believe that, you know, we as humans, just being able to figure it out no matter what happens.
And believe in Santa Claus.
Absolutely.
Just believe in Santa Claus, because
I wrote tons of letters to Santa Claus.
All right. Okay, let's talk a little bit of marketing here, because I know we need to talk a little marketing here. So let's talk marketing. All right. So you're involved in network marketing. You get online for the first time, and what kind of internet marketing experience did you have when you first got started online?
None.
Zero. I mean, you're an artist, a trumpet player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw what people were doing and just copied those strategies.
That's awesome. Okay, so tell me about those first few months, because this will relate to a lot of people, and I'm sure you work with a lot of new people getting started in the industry as well. I know you're a coach as well now inside of MLSP. So, you know, you get an opportunity to work with lots of different people. What are some of the big challenges that you faced and that you see a lot of people face in the beginning as they get started online?
Yeah, so I would say it wasn't months. It was probably a year that I was struggling.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I always tell people, you know what, just commit for the next 12 months to your education. I always say that to people. I think that 12-month period is, you know, especially when you're brand new, is really, really important. Okay.
So yeah, I struggled. So, you know, I copied everything that my upline told me to do, basically copy and pasting, you know, status updates that they were sharing with the images of the before and after pictures.
Oh yeah.
What else was I doing? Tagging people in the calls and stuff. Like all my friends were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Join us. We need you. You're great. You'll be great for it." So all the
God, they really do teach that, hey?
They do, and they say that's why you're not getting results, because you're not doing what we tell you to do. And so I was doing all that. So messaging people blindly, saying, "Hey, you know, here's my link. You'll be great for this. Join me." I'm sure I lost several friends online through the course of that year, where I was just like spamming and just telling them all that this is going to be great. I'm going to be rich, and you should join me too.
Yeah. So that didn't work.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work, and I felt so bad about myself that I actually ended up paying for people's memberships.
Wow.
So I wouldn't feel like a loser. Yep.
Wow.
I sponsored my mom, my sister, and a friend, because I was just like, you know what? This works. I'm going to show you that it works, but just to show you that it works, I'm going to actually pay for your membership to get you started.
And how was that a good idea?
No.
Okay, so you don't recommend that to others?
That's not a strategy I recommend anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about what was the transition then? What was the transition, the shift that you made? And let's talk about the breakthrough. I'm always interested in that breakthrough moment, because there's usually that period of struggle, okay? And then you're introduced to attraction marketing, and you start, oh wow, you can actually attract people to you. How do I do this?
Yeah.
And then there's usually a little bit more struggle trying to wrap your head around how to do attraction marketing online. Yeah. And then there's usually a breakthrough. Something happens, something clicks in your brain, and something clicks with the activities that you're actually doing online as well. And I'm interested in that breakthrough moment. What would you say was kind of your breakthrough, where all of a sudden you actually started to see results online?
Yeah. So obviously I found MLSP, which was a lifesaver and a game changer for me. And was going through the trainings and learning some things and starting to, you know, get some results here and there, some leads here and there. But investing in a coach was really the major breakthrough for me.
Wow.
Because I was doing the, you know, the strategies on Facebook that MLSP provides and tells us to do. and I was getting leads, but nothing was clicking. You know, I wasn't getting any sales, wasn't getting any conversions, and nothing was clicking. And so I said, you know, I quit my job, so I got to figure this thing out. So I was like, all right, let me find somebody who's actually, you know, getting sales, getting results, getting, you know, making money, and figure out what's going on. And so when I had someone look at my business and see exactly what I was doing and what my process was, they found the one slight little thing that was missing or incorrect. And so we made that small little tweak, and instantly, you know, things changed, right? Started to generate, well, it's generating leads already, but converting those leads into sales. And that's where the money is, right? You can generate leads all day. If they don't convert, they don't become customers, then you don't have a business, really.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, what was the shift for you? What was that little tweak that you had to make in your business?
You mean the actual strategy or component that I shifted? Yeah. So two things. So one, I was building relationships online, talking to people, and doing more of the active prospecting approach.
Yep.
And I would send people to a capture page from there. So I would have a warm conversation, warm prospect here, and I would turn them back cold again by sending them to some capture page. And so my coach said, hey, just close the deal on the phone. Just get them in the whatever it is I'm offering on the phone. I was like, oh, that makes sense, right? So I talk to them online, get them offline on the phone, and say, hey, check this out. Would be open to taking a look, and then take a look, as opposed to saying, oh, here's the link, go check that out. Then I follow up, and then there's no one answers, no one replies. And so small tweak, but significant tweak.
Right. So going more for the direct sale. And this is an important lesson here, because I see this time and time again with a lot of people that get introduced to attraction marketing, and they're taught to share value, right? So we're taught this whole concept about sharing value and helping people and all that kind of stuff. And then they miss the most important part, which is making the sale.
Yeah.
Because they were told, there are a lot of people that get into online marketing, they don't like the sales process, right? They don't like selling to people. They're not necessarily good on the phone to sell and close people. And so they shy away from that. And now they think that, well, all I need to do is turn them over to these websites, and the websites will do all the work, and I don't have to do any selling anymore. I just need to share value. Yeah. And so then they miss that critical part, which is making the sale. So it's really, really valuable what you just shared with us here. You're building this relationship. Go for the sale right away instead of turning them back over to the automated processes, right? Yeah. So that's really, really important. Now, that sales conversation, how much of a sales conversation is it? I mean, are you using some closing skills and sales skills? What was that process like for you in that conversation?
Once I get them on Facebook, in terms of moving it wasn't really a sales conversation anymore. They were already open to what I was talking about, because we had a conversation on Facebook. Right. It was more me presenting them with the solution and what it was going to cost.
Right.
So there was really no selling on the phone. The selling took place kind of covertly in our conversation on Facebook. Awesome. When I got them off the Facebook, it was like, hey, so we talked about, your family, your kids, whatever it is, and you're struggling with this. I have a solution that can help you. Check it out. Here it is, right? Now go through it and then close the sale.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, okay, so that was a lot of sort of active prospecting that you were doing in the beginning. Now, I've seen recently you're doing some paid media, some paid ads, having a lot of success with that as well. So what's been the transition? Let's talk about the transition in your business, the growth of your business. So you start with active prospecting. How has your business grown over the last year and a half, and what kind of strategies have you moved towards?
Well, I'm still doing active prospecting. So I would say that more 60% has been paid and 40% more active. But I think I feel like paid strategies are much more fun. just because you get to, it's more of a science, right? To find the right audience and like testing and like, finding sweet spots. I'll talk about a little bit, one of the kind of ads I'm doing on Facebook where, you get inside and you're just like, all right, so I'm getting, $2 leads from, 18 to 35-year-olds, but at that 45-year-old level, I'm getting like 30-cent leads. Let me put my money over there. And it's very fascinating for me anyway, just to dissect and find new audiences and new pockets of people that I can connect with, and build that sort of rapport through paid ads.
That is fun.
Quicker.
Yeah, and it is quicker. Absolutely. I mean, I always tell people, no matter what marketing you're doing, especially to begin with, I'm always telling people, you should, any money that you make, start putting it aside to save up and start a marketing budget, because I truly believe that every marketer should be doing paid ads. Yeah. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. If you start making money, you should be reinvesting that money into paid ads, because I think everybody wants to grow their business faster, right? Yeah. And paid ads is the way to do. So let me ask you a little bit about the learning curve there, because I know there's a lot of people that are probably listening to this right now that are afraid of losing money with paid advertising. So let's talk a little bit about that fear and kind of how to overcome that fear as well for yourself. Did you have any fear about spending money?
Not necessarily a fear about spending money. I'll be very transparent and honest. I wasted money initially.
Fair enough.
I thought I knew what I was doing with advertising. So I lost money, and I've had several ads accounts shut down.
Okay.
Because I thought I knew what Facebook advertising was. So it wasn't until I invested in coaching and training, so a course, and learned some Facebook advertising strategies. Now I've been successful, knock on wood. Haven't had an ads account shut down in a year.
Yep.
So and ads are running and getting results. And so if you are afraid or fearful of losing money or not getting results, you can start small, right? If you're looking at Facebook, you can run an ad for as low as $5 a day, and for $5 you can get some, especially with video now. For $5 you can get some amazing results on Facebook, leads, engagement, as well as building that awareness of your brand. So if you're afraid of losing money, you have nothing really to be afraid of, because $5 is the cost of the coffee you're drinking right now.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So let's kind of start to wrap this up a little bit. What are some key lessons that you've learned now running paid ads? Because it's really interesting, and I love what you said there. That you wasted money initially, because you get started with Facebook ads, and you're gonna make mistake with paid ads. You're gonna lose money in the beginning, and I always tell people, just be prepared to lose a few $100s, because the only way you're gonna learn how to do something is by actually doing it. You can take a course on Facebook, you can read everything you want on Facebook, but until you start putting up ads and spending money and investing the money in the ads, you're not going to learn how to do it. So what have been some of the key lessons that you've learned now running Facebook paid ads?
Yeah, so one thing I'll say about Facebook ads in general is, especially on the platform Facebook, you want to make sure that your ads look like normal posts, right? I mean, a lot of marketers do, create some awesome images and, branded stuff with their ads. But what I've found recently is when my posts are more, I'm going to say, open, but organic, and like it flows with the Facebook news feed, which you'll see in the news feed. I tend to get more results that way. If I'm doing an ad, I don't use much text anymore in my images. So it looks like a regular picture with some text on it. So it kind of flows. People will actually stop and take a look at it. If I'm maybe just sharing a text, a status, and I boost that post, it asks people to engage with the post with a question. So for instance, yesterday I did a post for a webinar, and I basically said, talked about some of the benefits, some challenges in the industry, struggling with getting leads and like posting your before and after pictures and that kind of stuff. Then I said, if you want to learn how to, attract people to you without chasing them, whatever it is, comment yes below. And so what that does is that gets people to engage. Now it actually combines paid marketing with active prospecting to some degree. Because you're using paid advertising, but then you have to go and have a conversation with these folks, and you build that relationship even deeper. Then you get them to the next step, which is either register for the webinar and get them to buy a product, whatever it is. I found those two. Yeah,
that's a huge tip. That's a huge tip there, especially for people starting out with Facebook paid ads, is just boosting an engagement post like that, where you're asking a question and you're asking them to comment below, in response to the question, and then you're boosting that post to increase your reach.
Yep.
But then you're engaging in one-on-one dialogue and conversations with the people that respond and comment below.
Yeah.
I mean, that is powerful. That is, I think when you're starting out on Facebook, that type of an ad would be one of the first ads that you should create, because it creates that instant engagement with people. It boosts your reach automatically, and you can grow that reach as big as you want. But then you've got that personal engagement, which will help to increase the conversions, which is what we're looking for.
Absolutely. So that's looking like gangbusters for me. Like I always wanted to like do posts where it's like comment below, and I just start having conversation and getting to the next step.
I love it. I love it. That's powerful stuff. Good tip. Good tip. Okay, so let's wrap it up here. We've got people listening to this interview right now, and they want to create a breakthrough in their business in the next 30 to 90 days. So, Antonio, what are your top 3 tips? What should they be focusing on? What do they need to do? Top 3 tips to create a breakthrough in their business in the next 90 days.
Find some money, invest in paid advertising. Next 30 days, if you can find between $50 and $100 to do some paid ads, I would focus on, number one, building an audience on Facebook, so targeting, people that are in your niche, who you want to connect with. Tip number 2, I just shared with you guys, creating a post and boosting it to get engagement. So I would create end of the year, right? People are thinking about New Year's resolutions, how they're going to start 2017. You could write a post, something that talks about, are you ready to make 2017 your best year ever? Are you tired of struggling? Chasing after friends and family, going to the mall, the prospect, et cetera, et cetera. Comment below. I want to help you in the year. I'm giving you the ad right now.
There it is, right there.
Exactly. If you want to end the year, on top and even start 2017, like gangbusters, comment below, and I'll reach out to you to set up a free coaching call or something, or to, see how I can help you, whatever it is, right? Do that. And you'll get people to talk. You have people to talk to, people to move into the next step, whether it be to offer some assistance, some help. But that's those 2 things I would do: build your audience and create an engagement post like that, and then reach out to people that respond. Have a conversation.
Man, I mean, there we go. I mean, that is
close them.
That is automatic leads right there. I mean, people complain, I don't have enough people to talk to. I don't know how to generate leads online. You just gave them, a perfect strategy right there that anybody can use and set up. And literally with a few dollars, like you're saying, $50 to $100, you can create some real engagement and some real leads. Now, you're going to be showing some of this in the premium interview, which we're going to do next for our members inside of the Online Profit Playbook. You're going to actually show us some of the ads you've been doing and the process that you're using to create leads on Facebook. So really excited to share that with our members. If you're not a member yet, make sure you go ahead and sign up for the free trial, and you'll get access to that as well. Antonio, this has been awesome. Great stuff. Really enjoyed talking with you and just learning more about you and your business and what you've been accomplishing, and some great tips and great strategies that you shared with us here that people can actually apply in their business right away and get things going for themselves as well. So really want to commend you on your success so far. Looking forward to the success you're going to create in 2017. And thanks again for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Norbert.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, make sure you apply what Antonio has shared with you here. Apply it into your business. Go out there and make it happen. And we will see you next week on another edition. Take care, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this week's Playmaker session. If you love the session, subscribe now to our YouTube channel so you never miss our weekly episodes. Be sure to also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Just type in Online Playmakers in the search bar and click subscribe, and be sure to leave a 5-star review. All of the episodes, show notes, transcripts, resources, and bonuses are available on the blog over at onlineprofitplaybook.com, along with several bonus free tutorials I've created for you as well. Your fast track to results is to follow the Playmakers. You can download their closely guarded playbooks and follow them step by step to grow your influence, build your audience, and create results in your business right now. Head over to onlineprofitplaybook.com and join the Playmakers to get full access today. Thank you again for joining us today, and be sure to tune in next week as we bring you another power-packed session with the top Playmakers online. This is Norbert Orlowitz, signing off.